Hi everyone, welcome back to Listen. Last month, July 2025, a British writer named Esme Hewitt published an article about being adopted by a British couple during China's one-child policy era. 3 days later, her phone suddenly buzzed. Made a vibrating sound from a notification. It buzzed with a flurry of messages from a friend. A flurry is a sudden burst or wave of activity. That friend had seen a TikTok video where an influencer was telling her life story to camera. Esme started watching, and about 20 seconds into the video, her jaw plummeted. She said it plummeted. This means it dropped downward, expressing total shock. The influencer had recited entire sections of Esme's article. When you recite something, you repeat it aloud from memory. So she recited entire sections of Esme's article, word for word. And she shared them with her 2,000 followers. The influencer didn't even have the courtesy. This is a noun. It means polite and respectful behaviour. The influencer didn't even have the courtesy to give Esme a credit. This is an acknowledgement. An acknowledgement of the original author, a credit. Writing that article had been terrifying because Esme had revealed very personal details about her life. But she wanted to help others by sharing her experience. What she didn't expect was for someone else to take her words and pass them off as theirs. This is a phrasal verb. Pass them off means to present something as your own, even when it belongs to someone else. So they passed it off as their experience. The influencer mentioned her own adoption, but she also copied Esme's intimate reflections, her private and deeply personal memories, and she passed them off as her own, as if they were hers. She repeated lines like, "In my early 20s, I measured my self-worth in how many matches I got on Tinder." Phrases that Esme herself had written. The influencer shared these lines with her followers and even thanked users in the comments. Now, you've probably heard the saying, imitation is the highest form of flattery. This is an idiom. It means copying someone often shows admiration. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. But in this case, it was blatant stealing. Esme decided to act. She commented on the influencer's video. She said, "Have you heard of plagiarism?" Soon after, the influencer's husband messaged her on Instagram. He tried to dismiss her concerns. He tried to reject or push aside her concerns without consideration. He tried to dismiss her concerns by saying she wasn't the only Asian in the world adopted in that time frame. He carried on to say she was not that special, and even accused her, Esme, of copying his wife. Esme was shocked and angry. She called them both crazy and then blocked him immediately, prevented him from contacting her on social media. She blocked him immediately. Esme felt she had to set the record straight. This means to clarify the truth and correct false claims. She wanted to set the record straight. So the next morning, she made a TikTok video showing that the influencer was plagiarizing her work. She even placed clips of the influencer's video next to her own article as proof. Evidence that something is true, as proof. In response, the influencer and her husband posted a video where she denied wrongdoing, doing anything wrong, wrongdoing. She claimed, her story and experience is also my story and experience. I did not steal her story. But a few hours later, she changed tone. She apologized. She explained that her intent wasn't malicious. Malicious means intending to harm. And she even messaged Esme privately. She contacted her directly in a private message with another apology. Now, plagiarism is defined as passing off, presenting someone else's work as your own, another person's words or ideas without giving them credit. This is an example of plagiarism. And this is considered a career-ending offense. This is a mistake so serious, it can destroy your professional career in most industries. And at university, Esme had this lesson drilled into her. When we say drilled into her, this means taught firmly, with repetition. This lesson was drilled into her. Professors warned that copying too much in essays, without citing sources, without giving credit to the sources, could get students expelled. The rule was clear: don't plagiarize. But on social media, the situation is more ambiguous. This means unclear or open to different interpretations. TikTok says that copyright, the legal right protecting original works, protects original works of authorship and bans content that infringes on others' rights. But copyright doesn't cover underlying ideas. These are the concepts behind a work. Instagram encourages originality too. But in practice, plagiarism and infringement is the act of violating someone's rights. They often go unnoticed unless someone complains. In fact, platforms often thrive on mimicry. To thrive on something is to depend heavily on something to survive or to succeed. True originality is rare. When someone creates something new, it's often copied by thousands within hours. As an example, in 2023, a media critic, his name was Harry Brewis, he made a YouTube video with 17 examples of creators who had stolen content from smaller channels or forums. He said plagiarists seem to believe they are better than their targets. Your ideas are wasted on you. they'd be much better served in my videos. So why does this keep happening? Well, creators need material to build a following. Established creators who earn ad revenue, they need to churn out videos at pace. Churn out is to produce quickly in large amounts. At pace, very quickly. They need to churn out videos at pace. Now, quality content takes time. But social media rewards speed. While audiences say they value originality, the reality is that it's often unrealistic. It's not practical. It's not possible, especially for creators posting daily. And that pressure pushes some to copy and imitate, to replicate someone else's work. The line between inspiration and theft is blurry. An idea becomes a trend, something that becomes widely popular, when people adapt and replicate, copy closely. So they adapt and replicate it in new ways. But once too many people reuse it, the original source often disappears, it vanishes. For instance, the "Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday" meme inspired 2.9 million TikTok videos. People took the original audio and paired it with disaster clips, turning it into something entirely new, completely different. The flip side is an idiom. It means the opposite perspective. The flip side is that once an idea exists online, many treat it as fair game. This is an idiom, something acceptable to use freely, fair game. And they copy it without credit. Esme's response went viral. It spread rapidly to thousands online. And her story gained another life. It took on a new form and continued spreading. It gained another life. Other creators made recaps and explainer videos about the incident. She was happy to see the debate grow, but also skeptical, doubtful about people's motives. Were they really raising awareness or just chasing views again? At its best, the internet is a place where stories and ideas spark creativity. But giving credit is non-negotiable. It's absolutely necessary. No exceptions. It's non-negotiable. Credit encourages a positive cycle, a beneficial, repeating process, a positive cycle, where people build on one another's ideas and stay motivated. Without it, originality gets reduced to raw material just to chase online popularity. And that is Esme's story. A powerful example of how plagiarism on social media isn't just about content. It's about respect, ownership, and creativity. This is Listen. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Until next time, bye-bye for now.